Hey everyone, it's Chris Loud. I'm going to show you how to mat your artwork, at least the way I do it. I'll show you two very similar ways to mat your paintings, your mixed media pieces, drawings, etc., which you'll find are both used by a lot of artists. As always, if you find this video helpful, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, feel free to hit the subscribe button. All right, let's do some matting. So you see I have some things laid out on the table here. I've got some scissors. I have some acid-free masking tape. I have a weight. You don't need to have a weight. You can use books or something like that. It's basically going to hold the painting down as we mat this and get it lined up. And I also have a microfiber cloth. You don't have to have a microfiber cloth. You can use any clean cloth. That's basically just going to protect your artwork from the weight that you're putting down. And it also, these are great for just kind of dusting it off and picking up any loose pieces of dust or anything that might get on your painting. So, and then here I have a pre-cut mat, and then I've got a matting board. These come in a kit that I purchased. I'll leave a link to several of the sizes that I get in the description. And they also come with a clear envelope to put those in to give it a nice professional look. So with that said, let's, one other thing you do need is you need something to mat. So I've selected a few just warm-up pieces that I've varnished that are ready to go. I'm going to start working on those. So let's get to this. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to create a hinge on this first one. And basically we're just going to line up the backer board with the pre-cut mat. And I'm going to just take this microfiber cloth real quick, run that along there. And I'm going to take my acid-free masking tape and I'm going to start at the very top. And you don't need to have a full hinge. It doesn't have to go all the way down. I'm going to go pretty close though. You can see it's already coming apart there. Just make sure before you get the tape down that you have it together. So I'm going to, you can kind of see through the tape, see where that line is where they meet, and just gently push down. And then I'm going to take my scissors, the back of my scissors, and just press that down a little bit more. All right. And there we have our hinge. So first step. Next step is we're going to work on getting the print. Let me grab a print here, or not a print, but a painting. I'm going to start lining this up. Now, something that seems obvious, but I can tell you I've forgotten many times. If you're going to spray this with a fixative or varnish it, make sure you do that before you mat. Also, if you're going to sign it, make sure you sign it before you mat, because you can see the way I have it lined up now, my signature is just coming out of the frame. So I want to get my signature right in there and take a look at that. Okay, that looks pretty good to me right now. I'm going to go ahead and put my microfiber cloth down. I'm going to put my weight, or like I said, you can use a book. I'm going to open that hinge up, and not quite straight in there. It doesn't have to be. I'm going to go ahead and just see if I can straighten it up. And I need to slide it over just slightly. We'll see how that looks. Got my signature here. I think that looks good. So we're going to start with that. Let me get my mic cord out of the way here, if I can. All right, so now we're going to create another hinge for the painting itself onto the backer board, or excuse me, onto the pre-cut mat. I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece roughly about 3 to 4 inches, and I'm going to cut that in half, and I'm going to make a T. Just like that. Both sides sticky side up. Now, some people will do this where they'll reverse it and they will stick it to the backer card, or excuse me, the backer board. I like to actually do mine to the front. So I'm going to put this in like that and just lightly stick it. Now, I already see a problem here. This tape is going over the mat. So I'm going to go ahead and trim a little of that off. And do this again. Now you can cut your paintings down when you can see that I've got a border around mine. I usually tape my paintings off before I paint. And I like to have a little bit of leeway in a border. So this is an 8x10 painting, and I've got an 8x10 opening. Here, I'll slide this over a little bit more so you can see the whole thing. But I could trim this down a little bit. I like to leave that extra space, but I could cut that off. I would not recommend cutting it all the way to the painting, because then you're going to have issues with possibly the painting not fitting exactly in. I've already made that mistake a few times where I've had issues with the painting. I've cut it a little too short and had problems adjusting it there. So you can see that now is below the backer board. I'm going to go ahead and get my next piece and cut that, like I said, about 3 or 4 inches. Cut that again. Put my scissors down and make my T. And I already know I'm going to have to probably trim this some, but I put the T up a little further, so that might work there. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so I've got both my pieces of tape down. I close that to make sure nothing moved, and that looks good. So I'm going to lightly press down. I'm going to get another microfiber cloth here and just push down just gently so it sticks. Take the weight off and open this up, and you can see that the painting is now stuck to this pre-cut mat with the opening. I'm going to take my scissors and or the back of my scissors, and just rub that along the tape to make sure that that sticks well. Now, a couple things. You'll notice that I have not signed date. I usually put the year that I painted it, the title of the piece, and my signature on the back. I've not done that yet, so I got to make sure before I put this in the envelope and seal that envelope or put it in a frame that I have that completed. I cannot get this cord out of the way here. Just a second. There we go. All right. Well, as soon as I said it was out. So you can see now that I have that matted. And if you ever wanted to remove this tape with a blow dryer, you can just heat it up and it usually just peels off nice and easy. So that's one method right there. I can grab my envelope. I can find it here. And slide it right in. I made it sound so easy, and there we go. Now I got it in. So now I have this piece in a nice clear plastic envelope. I could put my business card, any information on the back I wanted to, any kind of flyers, anything I want in there. I recommend just going kind of light on what you're putting in there, maybe a business card or sticker or something that you have. But we can seal that up. And we have a nice painting, matted. So I'm going to show you the other way here. All right, so my backer, and I've got my pre-cut mat. Now this way is very similar, but we're not going to create a hinge. This is one where we're basically just going to fix the painting to the pre-cut mat, and then when you slide the whole piece into the clear plastic sleeve, you're going to put it together, and people can use this or not use this. I personally like to have mine put together, but some people don't. So let me grab another warm-up piece here, and we'll just show you real quick, kind of similar way to do this. Make sure that's about right. Signature is not showing, so we need to slide this up a little bit. And I think that is about where I want that. Grab my microfiber cloth, my weight. Three or 4 inches. Cut that. Slide that in. That works right there. 3 or 4 inches. Whoa. Almost lost that tape. Let me move this up just a little bit here. We will make our T. And those line up. Now, I want to make sure I get this signature. That's kind of the difficult thing without the hinge. With the hinge, you know exactly where it's lining up. Without the hinge, you've got to eyeball it again. Make sure that looks good where you want it. I think right there is good, so I'm going to take my cloth and try and press down on that. I'm going to take this off, and we will see how that did. Okay, first of all, that looks right to me. I don't see anything showing on the edges coming through. I'll flip that over. I got another little loose piece of tape that I did. All right, so here I've got my signature, the title of the painting, everything on there, so this one is good to go. All right, so it's hinged. Someone can remove that, put a different mat on if they want. And another plastic sleeve. So on this one, the way that I like to put these in, you can do it any way you want. I find it easier to, if I can get that open, there we go. Slide the backer board in first. And then take the painting, and you just slide that right down the backer board. So again, another piece matted. And I should have wiped that off. I can still pull it out. I've got a little speck there that I need to get off of there. But again, looks real nice like this. And that is how I do it. So thank you for watching. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave those down in the comments. And keep on painting.